Hello everyone, welcome to GoTarryn TV. I'm Taryn the Traveling Trainer with GoTarryn Personal Training here in the greater Atlanta area, about to welcome another wonderful guest who's returning right here on GoTarryn TV, Ms. Alana Sanders of Get Pulsed. And before Alana returns back here on GoTarryn TV, I'd like to ask everyone out there, if you please be so kind as to like this video, leave us a comment, and share it with all of your friends and family out there. Now, I've asked Alana to join us back on to GoTarryn TV. She has returned from her trip to Canada with the fitness convention up there that she's going to be telling us about, as well as promoting an upcoming one here for us in the Atlanta area called the Move Dance and Fitness Convention next year in April. So she'll be talking about that. I'll be catching up with her. I'll be asking how her summer has been going and all the other great things that she's doing with Get Pulsed. And so when we come back, we're going to be having Alana Sanders right here on GoTarryn TV. And remember, with GoTarryn Personal Training, it's your time, it's your investment, it's your life. We'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. As you can see, side by side, we're welcoming once again to the show Ms. Alana Sanders. Alana, how are you doing out there today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Very good, thank you. And so great to have you back on. Like always, Alana, you're wonderful because you do so many things, very busy, and I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to come back up. So first question out of the box, since it's been a little bit, like a couple months since we chatted, but how's your summer been? And we're winding down and approaching fall season. How's everything been the last couple months for you?
Summer's been really, really good. I just came back maybe about 3 weeks ago from Canada. I was presenting at the CanFit Pro Convention in Toronto, Canada, with over 10,000 fitness professionals, and I was honored to be one of the presenters. So I was there. An awesome convention. I mean, I've never seen anything like it for that many fitness professionals in one building besides IDEA that's in California. But it was really, really nice, and the Canadians were awesome. Very awesome.
That's amazing, Alana. Now, have you been there before?
No, that was my first time. My first time actually going to Toronto, and my first time presenting at the CanFit Pro Convention.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wow.
Yes.
And what did you like best about it? What were some of the highlights?
One, I love the people. I love people. It was really organized. One of the things about CanFit Pro, they're digital. And no paper. Everything's digital. From registration to actually trying to reach somebody, everything was on an app. So you didn't lose anything. Even if they had announcements, it was digital. It was digitalized. I'm trying to get the right word. But everything was just top-notch 21st century. From the companies that were there, the brands, you had all of your brands there, your Pounds, your Zumba, your HIIT brands as well. You had Under Armour. Everybody was there. I mean, it's kind of like a world fitness convention that was there. You had all types of cultures that were there. A lot of people from Korea. Idea that's in California, but a little bit bigger scale. They're now considered, the CanFit Pro is now considered the biggest fitness convention because they have over 10,000 fitness professionals that come.
That's amazing. And I take that's an annual convention there? Is that right?
Every year around in August. Every year in August.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's incredible. And did you have a chance while you were there, Alana, to do any sightseeing or just go exploring or go to any unique restaurants or anything like that?
You know what? I did. My roommate is a nutritionist. She's Trisha, matter of fact. She was there.
Okay.
And Trisha's from Long Island. Anytime you hear anybody from New York that says, I'm just going to take a quick walk, don't believe them. Because it's not. We actually walked 35,000 miles. We toured the whole entire Toronto. We ran into a Toronto Music Festival and kicked it there, and we walked somewhere else. So we didn't even use Uber because they have Uber there. We didn't even use the cabs or nothing. We walked everywhere we went. We went to Whole Foods. We walked. I've never walked that much in my life, but she's used to it. I love walking, but I didn't expect to be walking 35,000 miles steps in one day. So yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, that 35,000 steps in one day is that's like you're walking all day, literally. That's crazy.
Exactly.
Oh wow! And her being a nutritionist, what did she think of the food? Was she pretty satisfied with everything?
She was. She has a rest. This was her second year coming. It's my first year, so she was there last year. Oh, okay. She kind of knew which restaurants to go to. Oh, okay. So the food there was pretty good, but she's really big on health and nutrition. She even I might need to give you your information. Yeah. She tells you what's in gum that you should not be eating. Because of her, I don't eat gum. I don't chew gum anymore.
Oh wow.
because of her. So I might need to get you guys hooked up so you guys can do a Skype as well, because she's very knowledgeable in that industry as far as the sugars and what to eat and what not to eat, and providing substitutes on how to have an effective, healthy lifestyle when it comes to food.
Yeah, let's do that, Alana. Great idea. Yeah, I'd love to interview her, and we could even do a three-way panel too and have her on with both of us. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, that's terrific. And what was some of the other takeaways from this event that you did you learn any good insight for yourself, or any knowledge that was kind of profound that now you can go and explore and use in your own training methods?
Most definitely. One of the things when I go to convention, although I teach various sessions, I try to attend my colleagues' sessions, or those who are teaching sessions that are similar to mine.
Right.
There I was teaching how to be effective with cueing, how to cue when you're doing as a personal trainer, also as a group fitness instructor. So I try to go to others who have certain things similar, and I also taught the social media courses. I attended a lot of those courses from those who were actually teaching those sessions to see if we kind of had the same information or some different information or some takeaways that I could take with me. So I did learn from my colleagues, because some of us had kind of similar information, but we also had different information to where I was able to take away and maybe utilize as well. So that's one of the great things about it. And the connections that you make, because a lot of the presenters there, we all are on the same presenter circuit, so we may see each other at different conferences. So it's you have a circuit of people that are always at every convention that you would see at other conventions like IDEA, your SCWs, your MOVE, and all that. You'll see them actually at various conventions. So it's kind of like a network where you get to meet people, or like I would say a professional high school reunion every year. See people at various conventions. So that's a great thing.
That's excellent, Alana. And speaking of conventions, also here in Atlanta, since that's both of our home, you and I, we have one upcoming, I believe, next year in April. And I was going to ask you about that one, called, I believe, the MOVE Fitness MOVE Convention. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
The MOVE Fitness and Dance Convention is coming to Atlanta April 24th through the 26th.
Okay.
It's different, it's not like any other convention, and I can tell you that from presenting at other conventions. This convention caters to the group fitness era, or the group fitness, I would say, arena, because a lot of conventions, which are great, they cater more so to the strength training, the HIIT, but those who are in that group fitness era, who needs the cueing, who needs how to actually construct a class, how to conduct a class with more than 10 or 15 people in it, how to keep your class engaged, that's the part that's missing. So they actually focus on that, even though there are strength there, but it's strength with group fitness. Like if you're teaching a group doing classes, or if you're teaching a group doing cycling. So it's focusing on the group fitness instructor and that dance instructor as well, because as we know, dance fitness is taking over.
Yes.
So
definitely.
That is what's keeping the gyms open. I mean, a lot of times the gyms are not staying open because of the weights that are out there on the machines. They're staying open because of group fitness. So that's catering to those specific areas, because those are what a lot of your studio owners, they have group fitness. Your gym owners, they have the group fitness. So we want to cater to those areas so we can service those people who are being missed at these conventions.
Oh, that's wonderful. And yeah, I mean, you're right, Alana. I think that a lot of fitness centers, we see that oftentimes, like you mentioned, that they're lacking in programs, and they can't just sustain just by the equipment themselves. But dance fitness is huge, especially here in Atlanta too, I noticed. So and in terms of that convention there, I assume you're going to be presenting at that one as well?
Yes. I will be presenting. I'm presenting some of the dance fitness, the group fitness sessions, as well as the business sessions on how to start your fitness business, how to create your fitness program. That's one of the things, and as well as social media. I'll be presenting on those, because I get a lot of questions from people like, I want to start my own fitness format. How do I do it? How do I get accredited? How do I write my content? How do I do my manual? They have all those questions. So you can get all of that in my sessions at the MOVE convention, which they don't have at other conventions. They don't teach you about how to start your own fitness business. It's more so catered to what you can bring back to your students versus actually creating that fitness entrepreneur.
Yeah, exactly. And, like Alana, you've guest spoken at Georgia State there plenty of times. And obviously you're an adjunct professor yourself with Georgia State. So with teaching, a lot of your methodology, I notice you're very real world oriented, like I am. I like to do that, like kind of just... Yeah, I think that's important to teach things that are not necessarily in the textbooks, I guess you could say, and so that's what they get a lot out of when they're learning from you directly. And obviously, you mentioned social media is a huge thing, especially now, and you've really mastered that. I mean, you've got like tens of thousands of followers among Instagram, Facebook, and such. I'm very impressed. And so,
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Alana, like for the people that are going to come to this convention, just to give them a little kind of sneak peek preview, let's say, what they could expect. Maybe just, I don't know, a couple of just key important points of where they're struggling maybe. What would you say that it would cater to? Who would it mostly speak to that should be coming to this in terms of, business entrepreneurs?
Right. If you are a dance fitness instructor, a group fitness instructor, personal trainer, especially that does personal training in a group setting, it's catering to you. It's going to help you with your cueing skills. One of the things that I recognize when I'm teaching cueing at other conventions, I get a lot of personal trainers in my classes. They have no idea of how to go from teaching that one-on-one session to teaching that session with a whole bunch of students where they're actually doing the same type of training, but they don't know how to cue and how to get them motivated and how to deal with multiple groups of people.
I see.
So it's catered to those individuals who want to step outside of just the one-on-one training and want to be able to have that group session class. Because one of the things, I do teach a couple classes at Crunch, and I notice a lot of the personal trainers are getting into the group fitness arena, but what I've noticed is some of the sessions that they're missing, is some of them are missing cueing because they're so used to one-on-one, I just tell you what to do because I'm only talking to you, versus you got a whole bunch of people in the class with different learning styles, visual learners, some people who are auditory, so you don't know how to cater to them. When you come to these conventions, we're teaching you all of that, how to actually reach those different types of learners that are in your class. Some people, you might have some individuals in your class that might have disabilities. How do you cater to them? How do you modify? A lot of individuals don't know how to do modifications when it comes to fitness exercises. Like if I do a burpee, what's the modification for that burpee? If you have a lot of people in your class who cannot do it, who may have injuries or situations. So you learn all that at fitness conventions. For the dance fitness instructors, they definitely need to be there, and I'm going to tell you why. Dance fitness instructors may not have an APA, ACE, or NASIM. They just only have that specialty in that area, a Zumba, a pound, or whatever it may be. So they don't get that other piece of knowing the muscle groups, knowing how to cue. They're only learning how to teach that specific program. So it's imperative that they go to these fitness conventions to learn more, to better themselves, educate themselves, so they can become a better instructor for their students, so their students won't have any injuries. Because one of the main injuries in the fitness arena, believe it or not, is dance fitness. Right? Because so many instructors are not educated on the body or what movements they should not be doing in class. Dance movement is not a fitness movement, even though you can turn into a fitness movement. But you got to understand, if somebody in my class has injuries, or if we're on a hardwood floor and my students are wearing runner shoes are made to go front and back, not lateral. So you can somebody, if you're not telling them to pick up their feet or move a certain way, or if they're dancing on carpet, that's another thing. So they have to learn those different techniques in order to become an effective teacher or effective instructor. So it's so imperative that you go to these conventions to educate yourself. I even go, like I said, I'm presenting, but I also take classes to educate myself, so I can constantly stay upgraded on the trends and updated on what I need to know, because there's so many people who've been in fitness for so many years that they're educating me as well. So it's important that you constantly educate yourself. So those are the people that definitely need to be there.
Yeah, Alana, and you said a mouthful there. I said Georgia State, that I'm a student myself. I'm still being educated in class, and I'm enrolled in a program. And like you said, I like to take advantage and take classes just for my own sake and learning. And you mentioned also the power of not only having a bachelor's degree, but continuing education going on, and that how important it is to not only compete against others who also already have a bachelor's degree, for example, but academics is just so critical. And not only is it refining and sharpening yourself, but it's investing in you, and you get to learn those skills, and you get to share that. So that's why I really, again, you as a business person and entrepreneur, you really definitely have it, and a lot of people don't understand, or they don't see it, but that you're definitely able to teach them and educate them on that. I like that. That's really, really good, Alana.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And again, I admire you also because of the speaking events that you do. You're obviously, we mentioned an author, and so much that you do in giving back and promoting for this whole fitness realm. So with this Move convention that's in April in Atlanta, and you gave us the dates, is there a certain website that people can go to learn more information about that, to register?
Yeah. Yes, they can go to moveconvention.com, and they can get all the information. They can see the presenters. They can see the sessions that are being offered, and I believe more sessions are being added. If you're looking to become a presenter, you can contact Connie last name, I can't remember right now. Not Connie Martin. Contact Connie Martin at Connie@movestayfit.com. That's Connie@movestayfit.com, and you can become a presenter. Or you can go online and fill out the application to become a presenter if you have that, certain specialties you want to teach or certain areas you want to provide, and to provide accredited sessions to the actual attendees. Those who have an AFA or NASM can get all of their credits in one weekend.
Oh, nice.
Them. So if they need continuing education credits, whether they're AFA, NASM, or ACE, they can get all of their continuing education credits in that one weekend. Mm-hmm. So it's also for those who are also in aqua fitness. There are aqua fitness sessions. Okay. Because as you know, we're going to be at the CRC, the Georgia Tech CRC, a huge building that was built during the 1996 Olympics. It's their recreational center that's huge. So they have the Olympic pools and everything that's in there, and all of the session in the classrooms that's already needed for this convention. It's already set up. So if you're looking to get into aqua fitness or different things like that, cycling, those are the places to be. If you're looking to get into a new fitness format or teach something differently, this is the place to be, to learn from those different sessions, those different instructors, those presenters, so you can see if that format is for you. This is the best time to see that.
That's incredible. Yeah. And, that's great, Alana, that they're able to get that information and learn that. And, you just mentioned also again about some of the folks listening might not know what ACE or AFA or NASM means, but just in layman's terms for us, that's your nationally accredited certifications, which most people don't understand. For example, I'm sure you get it all the time. I get people that ask me, hey, I want to be a personal trainer, let's say, and that's more my world is personal training, and I'm this $99 3-day course, I could be a trainer online, and have you ever heard of this? And I'll usually tell them, I'll say, no, look, you need to, and they don't understand. It's nothing, I shouldn't, expect them to understand it, obviously, but I kind of relate it like the analogy of, look, you can put your money to that, but if, you found out that, let's say your family doctor, your medical physician wasn't a real doctor, but he paid a lot of money to this fly-by-night company. He said, hey, I'm a really good doctor, but I give the same analogy. I'm like, look at it that way. I think us in the health and fitness world don't get that kind of respect, I guess maybe you could say, because it's not licensed, and that's a problem.
Yeah. And it's interesting you say that, because I give that same analogy.
Yeah.
And I also tell students, like, for instance, if your school is not accredited, guess what? It means nothing.
Exactly.
The facts or whoever, a national accredited body, your degree means nothing to an employer.
Yes.
So you would want to get a accreditation from either somebody who's nationally accredited,
right,
so it means something. A lot of gyms do not take fly-by-night personal training certifications, group fitness certifications. They don't take those. So why would you spend that money when you could put a little bit more dollars towards it and get an accredited certification, a nationally accredited certification? And it's so funny you mentioned about the doctor and the lawyer. I always tell people, okay, I have a lot of people say, well, I don't need to get a certification to become a personal trainer. I was like, well, think about it. Just like you said, if you had a doctor that came into the office and, you know what, I didn't really want to go to school. I just knew I could do this. So I'm just going to go ahead and just do what I need to do because I feel strongly I can do this without the education. Yeah. Would you stay there and pay your money for that? And I tell them all the time, I said, fitness instructors are just like doctors. We're health people. We help save lives.
Exactly.
The same way. You would want somebody who's accredited. You want somebody who has education, who understands the body, who knows the body, who can recite the muscle groups to you. And if you say something hurt, we can suggest this might be that. Go see your doctor. We can't diagnose you, but we can suggest, based on that pain and injury, it sounds like this. You may need to go to this doctor. We can give you directions versus those who don't have the education can't do that.
Yeah.
They can't do that.
No, you're right, Alana. Like you just said, and you said it a few minutes ago when you were explaining about the importance of knowing the muscle group areas, how they work, the different planes of movement, and that is the difference, really. That's what I tell everyone. I'm like, look, you ask somebody who's got one of those, just non-name personal training certifications you've never heard of, they're not going to know the the basics, kind of like a foundation, I kind of tell them. And it's just like you said, I think that's a good analogy, what you said. You hit the nail right on the head, but it's funny. I hear that a lot in terms of how some things aren't licensed in our field. And especially, going back to what your specialty, your world of dance fitness, I would think, and I could be wrong, but I would think that's even more critical, more important, because like you said, there's more chances for people to get hurt and they're at greater risk than like a personal trainer, for example. I'm just having them do a machine or a movement, but you're actually doing some specially cued movements where they're having to do a lot of lateral and shuffling movements and such. If you have somebody who's teaching them and doesn't have that kind of refined special training and that education, that's kind of, again, puts them at great risk. And then the bigger picture, what I hate is that not only on top of that of injuring, is also giving you and I a bad name too. It's like, it's kind of like, hey, so-and-so, they only charge $10 for their dance fitness lessons, and they don't have a degree or certification or whatever, but they're really good. I've heard that they really like this a lot. Yeah, and they undercut us. They kind of say, hey, they're only doing it for $10 and just go with them. And that drives me nuts. I hate that. I mean, it's terrible when that happens.
Yeah, and my thing is this, wouldn't you want to educate yourself
exactly.
on your craft?
Mm-hmm.
If you love what you're doing, you're going to constantly educate yourself. You're going to constantly practice it. This is what you want to do. So It should be something that you want to achieve, is to achieve that higher education in whatever field you're doing, whether it's whether it's certifications or if it's getting another degree or whatever it may be. You want to obtain those things.
Yeah, and again, like you said, the whole big key is that what is the accreditation? Like, for example, like the school that I go to, that was one of the first things I checked, was just to see who is the accrediting body, how long does it last for, has anybody heard of the school and such, and that's the analogy I always say to my students. I'm like, do your research, do your diligence, and like you mentioned, you're gonna, maybe you'll pay a little bit more, but in the long run, wouldn't that be worth it though? I mean, it costs yourself a lot if you just waste your money and throw it away on some no-name school or what have you. But I guess, again, that's another reason for people interested in this upcoming Move Dance and Fitness Convention, because I'm sure they probably touch that subject pretty seriously there. I'm sure they take that definitely seriously, I would think.
Most definitely. It's one of the main, it's the key component, because we want to promote education. We want to promote that you are receiving professional development on your craft. It's just like, and it's so amazing. A real estate agent has to go to professional development every year.
Good point.
To learn about of the housing of the government. So CPAs, accountants, all of them have to do professional development and get credit hours every year. I believe it should be a requirement for fitness professionals. I believe so. It should be a definite requirement for all fitness professionals. If you're going to teach and provide a service to someone that can hurt them, harm them, or help them, you need to update yourself yearly or every 2 years, some accrediting bodies, on the trends and what's out there.
And the other thing, Alana, too, that you're a master of, and you remind me of myself when I feel like I'm interviewing myself a lot with you, because for one thing, you have the hat that has your brand, your name. I've got the logo here for GoTarryn. I'm always in my brand, just like you are. When you came to guest speak the most recent time, you had a top on when you turned around, and it had the Get Pulse brand and logo. Yeah. And I think that was really important. I think not only for people who don't want to be, let's say, business entrepreneurs or their own business owners, but for anybody, even if they work for someone else, if they're happy working for someone else, we do have to define, our own self. So, I guess how important is it for, again, we're talking about business owners, entrepreneurs, but also people in the real world at a corporate job. Why is it so important, especially for those people who are happy working for someone else? Why would they need to be distinct and unique to stand out and brand themselves?
For one, if you're working for yourself, if you're at a gym or facility, there's so many different classes that a student can choose from.
Absolutely.
So students basically take those classes because of the instructor.
Good
Secondly,
point.
it's because of the format, but number one is because of the instructor. They're always going to other students. how is that instructor? How was that class?
Yes.
Would you want to go there? So it's a word of mouth thing. So you want to make sure you're on top of your game on number one.
Yep.
Then when you are by yourself, you're your own boss, you definitely have to be on top of it, especially with branding, because you're competing with everybody.
Yep.
Even though you may have your own niche in the market, you're competing with everybody. So you have to show them what makes you different, why individuals need to hire you, why it's so important to seek your company versus all the other ones out there. What service are you providing that makes you so unique and so valuable that I would want to hire you over the others? Or if your prices are higher than somebody else, what makes you so valuable that I would pay that higher cost?
Exactly.
What makes you worthy that I would pay that higher cost? And if you have those different, like we talked about certifications, if you have those different things or the experience in the industry, that's what makes you valuable.
Yep.
Constantly updating yourself and getting certain degrees and accreditations, that's what makes you valuable over the other instructor who does not have that. And branding yourself and make sure you're putting yourself out there in a positive light, and updating yourself daily, making your as you would say, reinventing yourself there. That's the reinventing yourself to make it fresh and new for your students to where they want to come back because you're providing something different. That's the main thing.
Yeah, much agreed. Yeah, I always was the big belief that it doesn't matter if you work for someone else or, like you said, you want to stand out. What does make you more unique? And let's say you're somebody working for some company. Why would they want to promote you to the over so-and-so, your competitor in that same position? So all that said, I think those are some of the invaluable tips I'm sure that they'll learn from you at the convention. And then back to the convention, Alana, how many, I guess this is probably too early to ask, but do you have any idea roughly maybe how many instructors they would typically have at this one, maybe? Just ballpark?
Convention normally has between 400 to 500 people.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. Gosh.
People, you get between 70 presenters, between 50 to 70 presenters. Okay. And it could be up to 50 to 100 in a session, depending on what the session is or what part. So they're also going to offer certifications there as well. So if you're looking to get certified in a specific format, a Bali X or a Zumba, a Pound, or whatever brand it may be, to give you an example, you can all get that there. You can get your CPR training if you need that as well. That can be there. So it's a one-stop shop for that fitness professional to get what they need in that one weekend. So that's why they definitely need to be there. And the cost that they pay to get there, which is really cheap, you can get a whole weekend pass as low as $99 for the whole weekend.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's incredible.
It's very important because, it's not that much money you're putting towards your education, but you're getting so much information from valuable individuals that you can't even put a price on, that have so much knowledge in the industry that you could just take back with you. So it's very important that someone who is interested or who wants to expand within their fitness career, fitness or dance fitness career, group fitness career, to attend this convention.
No question. As you mentioned, too, at the beginning of the video, the power of networking, too, who they meet at this place, including yourself. That's important. LinkedIn and building a network, for sure. They should definitely capitalize on that. But, Alana, that's wonderful. This half hour has flown by so fast. I'm glad you told us the details. So if more people want the details, one more time, please, for that website, if you could give it so they can check that out.
Yes, they can go to moveconvention.com. If they want to become a presenter, go to that website as well. Click on presenter and register. There's also, I forgot to mention this, there's a competition called Pitch Your Fit. Okay. If you need help with starting your fitness business, you can compete in this competition, your fitness idea. And if you win, you have all these panel judges who have their own fitness brands, who know how to do this, will walk you step by step on how to put together your fitness format.
Oh, wow.
At the convention.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Wow. Excellent. Well, again, that's terrific, Alana. This is great. I'm glad you told us the information about it, and I'll definitely want to check that out. And again, thank you so much. And before we let you go, Alana, if you could please plug, it's all about networking and plugging and social media and all that. Go ahead and please tell everybody, if this is the first time they're watching you and want to contact you directly, how could they find out more about Alana Sanders?
Yes, on all social networks at Alana Sanders. For my business, it's alanasanders.com or getpulse.com. All social networks, Alana Sanders or Get Pulse.
Very good, Alana. And like I said, too, I mean it, you are all over the place. I'm impressed. Like, I wish I could have like a quarter, like a fraction of your presence, because I'm impressed. I'm like, gosh, tens of thousands of followers all over the place. So keep it up. You are the queen of it, so you know what you're doing. I need to become more like you. Again, Alana, thank you. This was great. We'll definitely, let's have you back on next month in October as the fall season progresses and moves on. And enjoy the rest of your September here. And thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today, Alana.
Thank you again for having me.
My pleasure. And here comes Alana Sanders' contact info one more time on the screen. We'll see everybody.